The Coronet better has custom wide tires. You want to see a picture of the Coronet? Here. That's it. That's the Dodge. Completely stock. 100%. Bone stock 69 Dodge. But the cool thing about it is that it's matching numbers engine and it's never been touched. It's had the factory maintenance done up until it was taken off the road in 94, and it's sat in a barn since I bought it. It's barn fine, dude. It's mint. Oh, no, not that one. Nice picture of my torso. So, yeah, pretty cool, right? That's my other car. I have three. I have a Mustang, an '08 Mustang GT, 5-speed, V8. It's got a 4.63 valve in it with a I think it's a Tremec 3650. Don't quote me on that. It's Tremec 5-speed. I forget which one. And I think it's got the 323 not posi rear end. So it's a fun little car. That's what I daily around. Actually, I have two daily drivers. The other daily driver in the summer is the Coronet, and then this thing is the Project. Got a lot of work to do. All right, so let's. I'm gonna go get the quarter panel. We're gonna put this. Quarter panel on in this area right here, in or around this area. So I'm gonna take this, kind of get different angle here. Get you guys a little bit of a better shot. We're gonna need to maybe go down a little bit. I'm gonna need to do the bolts here and then up top. So, but now I have to get the panel out. That's the passenger side, and here's the driver's side. Come on! Oh man, this thing's heavy. This thing's gotta have some weight to it. It's quite a big piece of metal. Okay. Alright. I didn't finish the body work on this panel, so it's still like halfway painted. Here it is. Let's see. I was did some Bondo work down here and painted it over and primed it. Looks alright. What do you think? Flat? Flat enough? Flat enough? You can still kind of see. If you look. Here, take a look. I'm going to turn the light down on. It's not bad. Could be better. Could not, hit it against things. That would work too. Alright, so I'm going to mock this sucker up. It's going to take a sec. Come on, baby. Get on there. Give me a moment. There we go. Let's try this again, shall we? Get that thing mounted there. Okay. Not bad. Why am I wearing shades? Oh, that's a trademark for, that's not a trademark, but that's my thing from the stream, dude. I just do. So that's a spring to hold the hood of the car up, or the truck in this case. And make sure the pilot holes are all correctly in place. No, they're not. Shoot. Okay. So there's studs in here that you got to get lined up. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. If you don't get those lined up, you can't bolt the quarter to the cab. There's 3 bolts here, 5 bolts across the top, 5 bolts in the front. It's a pain in the butt to get all this together. You have to make sure it mocks up right so you get good panel gap. If we look, take it off the mount here. If you look down in here, I have to make sure that all this lines up. Right now it's not lining up, which means our core support isn't mounted correctly. We have to make sure that we do that, because these 2 bolts right here, I don't know how well you can see them. They're supposed to go into this flange right here that's on the valance. And then these go down here and they bolt down in there. There's 5 bolt holes right there. 5. There's 3 right there. These mounts are for the grill of the truck. And then there's 5 that go across the top. It's over-engineered like crazy. But hey, that's a car from the 50s. What do you want? Different times. Stream's missing some background music. Oh, looks like it finished up. Here, I'll get it going again.
Hi. I've made plans for later in case the state doesn't go well.
Nice car from France. Hey, bonjour. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Eh? Très bien? No, vous bien? I don't French, man. Sorry. Yeah, the over-engineering does cause this thing to be a little heavy, a little on the heavier side. Honestly, if you're trying to build a truck like this to get fuel mileage, you're not building this thing for the right reasons. So, yeah, I'll say that. Hey, Kenyon, what's going on, buddy? Could you decide to skip some of the bolt holes? I could, but once again, this isn't. I'm not building this for the track. You know, it's not built for the track. It's not built to be fuel efficient. It's not going to be fuel efficient. So I might as well take the over-engineering because I have it. You know what I mean? It makes more sense to do that. So let's see if we can get this panel gap line here. Oh, Satana. There we go. Or does it? No, it shouldn't. It should go in front of it. The hell of it, the hell of it. Why isn't this fitting? I'm missing something. It's not, it doesn't fit. That's where this should be. Something's wrong. I don't think we're in the studs on this side. Let me check. Okay, we're in there. We're actually in. We're in on the studs. Perhaps this component was designed to be tensioned like this. Huh, either that or the quarter panel's bent. I'm really hoping it's not that. Yeah, okay. It's bent. Lovely. Yeah, PJ, that's what I'm going to try to do. See, the problem is, dude, the bolt holes that go from the inner quarter panel and the outer quarter panel, the red piece, they're not lining up at all. So, satana. If you could see, I don't know how well you can see it on this camera over here. None of these are lined up with this. Like none of them. It's not even close. But maybe it was designed like that. I forget. I honestly forget. I took apart this thing 5 years ago. And that's unfortunately what happens with projects like this. So maybe if I, like, so these ones right here, the one at the front's all lined up. This guy right here, that's lined up. This one isn't, this one isn't, this one isn't. If we're looking at the truck from the top, and this is the front, this is the red piece, and this is the black piece. Black piece is like this, it's crooked. Maybe because we mounted it already. Maybe that's what you do after the fact. I may have assembled this incorrectly, in the improper order, which is, dude, that's totally a thing. So what I'm gonna do is, I guess, I'm gonna go down in here, see if I can undo that bolt, or we can see if we can just, you know, move it into place. That might work too. What do you guys think? Smack it with the sledge? I don't really want to do that. Would be easier with two people. Where are you? Where are you then, Snapperino? I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your balls, dude. Jay's found on road dead. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. What are you doing? Get out of here. All right. How's the gap looking in the front? Let me see. Yeah, you know what? The panel gap isn't that bad. It really isn't. But it seems like these go in the front. Hang on. But if it does, how would it? Hang on. Percussive maintenance might not be the worst idea here. Make sure the seamage fits in there. Like that. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it seems like being off the quarter panel, being off the truck, just being manhandled around, it's a little bent. That's my guess, because this is lined up. Everything, all these other holes are pretty, oh, it's slotted. Yeah, all these holes line up, except for a couple on the top, which means that needs to be assembled differently. Okay, all right. I think I know what we need to do. So how this clip was put together is the core support, the balance, the inner wheel well, and the quarter panel were assembled separately from the truck and then installed onto the truck. Those stud holes that are in the front of the panel over here that's after the fact. You basically stretch the studs are on the quarter panel and they go in to the cab, right? And basically when they go to install it, they pull the quarter panels out like this, like that, and then they bolt in. And then you bolt on the lower parts of the inner, you bolt on the lower parts of the inner wheel wells. I think that's how this works, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, I'll be honest. So if I undo the quarter panel bolt, I can get all these holes to line up, and then we'll bolt it all back together. Because the 3 bolts here, and then the 1 bolt, that tab piece that for the inner wheel well that we did earlier in the stream, yeah, those are the mount bolts. That's how it was installed. You clip the 3 studs in on each of the quarter panels, because this would all be one piece, attach it together, and then bolt it into the belt piece. And the belt piece can move back and forth for the inner wheel well. Yeah, that's how this works. All right. One moment. Yeah, Tiny Tank, I don't think it's warped it that much, dude. Honestly, I don't think it's warped it that much. These guys, this is like 1/8 inch steel, dude. The inner wheel wells could probably have been bent. In fact, they probably have been bent. So this piece, dude, these things are thick. There's no way. Here, I'll grab the other one, dude. I'll show you. There's just no way. Hello. There's just, it could. All metal bends over time, if you apply force to it. But, see. Oh, sorry about that, guys. That probably was bad sound feedback. My bad. Look at this thing, dude. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Dude, this thing is a tank. Look at this steel. Look at this iron, man. This thing's, dude, no plastic here, man. This thing is all steel. It's built like, it's unbelievable. I don't know, look, it's gotta be 1/8 inch steel. So, 1/8 of an inch is, 1/2 inch is 13. That means 1/4 inch is 6. It's like 4 or 5 mil steel, something like that. That's ridiculous for aesthetic panels. Look at this stuff. It's built like a tank. And you can see this one I finished restoring. I rhino lined this bottom piece. You can see it's all bumpy. I put rubberized coating on here so you don't have to worry about it rusting. And then this one, oops, this one I painted. Now it's dusty once again. It's probably going to scratch up the paint pretty nice. I'm wiping it with my gloves. One of my microfibers here. I painted this. We'll do painting more, but this is me. I painted and I did the Bondo work on this panel. Take a look. I'll shine it against the light so you can see. Any body person, you can see the high points right there. I'm still getting better at Bondo. You can see where I did Bondo it. Because the light's shining against it, you can see the sheen. See the warp? It looks like warped paint, or it looks like warped metal. See that? But up here, I think I did pretty good. Yeah, you could make the entire Datsun with this thing, dude. And I think we did a pretty decent job. Rattle cans. I did this with rattle cans, man. This thing is not bad for spray cans. I didn't have an HVLP spray gun at the time. I do now. But I'm going to put this over here so I don't have to worry about it. But you can see this one, I was still in the process of painting it. I have it sanded down, and that's kind of where I left it. And then I did some body work down there. Dude, this thing, I'm not going to say I know the most about engineering, to be honest, but I know a good amount. This thing, the amount of over-engineering that went into this is unbelievable. You could slam this thing into a brick wall and it'll just be like, all right, whatever, just keep going. I'll probably plow through it because the frame is even more ridiculous. Frame's 1/4 inch steel, easily. It's crazy. It's so over-engineered. And that, you know what, that's cool. I'd prefer it, you guys know me, I'd prefer it to be like this. Yeah, your efficiency takes a hit, but if it's over-engineered, it's built to last. And that's what I like about these old cars. They don't break. They just don't. They'll rust. They'll rust out before they break. And that's saying something, because metal corrosion takes time, especially if you have painted surfaces. These quarter panels, this metal is, what is it, 59? This metal is 57 years old. This truck's 57. It's over half a century old. Think about that. Look at this metal. It's still mint. That's what I love about these things, man. The front driver need air? Yeah, it probably does. Jason, I'm just using these for rollers right now. Those are the tires that I'm going to put on it, but not right now. That looks good, man. Should we put the door back on? I took the door off because there's a little bit of body work that needed to be done down here. So I welded a couple of new panels in down here badly. I suck at welding. I have another mock-up panel that I cut out. I'm gonna put in. Probably do that on the stream. That's why the door is open. I have it completely out. Should put the door on. You guys want to put the door back in? You guys want to mock the door up just so we can see the whole shape? Think that would look cool? What's my task? The body panels and what's called the front clip on this truck, which is from the firewall forward, not assembled. We started off with it completely disassembled. And now what I'm doing is called mock-up. I'm mocking up to check for clearances with everything here. You mock up stuff when you're re-engineering stuff on your car. I have a new front end in this truck. It has a Crown Victoria front end swap from the 2007 Crown Vic. It's an aluminum cross member from a P71 police car, a masked state police cruiser that actually became a taxi. That front end has like 300,000 miles on it. I'll jack the car up a little bit later and I'll take the wheel off to show you. But I did a front end swap, so it means the motor mounts, transmission mounts, clearances from the firewall to the motor, everything needs to be re-engineered, which, I mean, it's me. I love doing that, so whatever, no problem. So you're saying, what do you think I'm saying? Yeah, I like these things, man. These old cars are great. If you know a little bit about mechanics, that Windsor engine, I'll show you.
You're the hell of it. You're satan.
Ow. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll leave that in its position, right? And then I'll just turn the camera. That thing. If you know what you're doing, you can get 300,000 miles out of these things. If you know about, if you keep it well, don't beat on it. These engines are built to last. They're cast iron, dude. I mean, if it breaks, you're screwed, but dude, they are built to last. I love these things. I love old cars. You know what? It's not even American stuff. Every old car is built like this. They're all over-engineered because, I mean, honestly, I don't think they had the manufacturing around to engineer it any finer. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have like computer-aided design and stuff. So just to make sure that this thing doesn't fall, I'm going to take a little carriage bolt here and I'm going to put it. Hold on. The bolt holes aren't lining up. They aren't lined up. If you're looking at it from the top, the bolt holes on the quarter panel are down here, and the bolt holes on the inner panel are up here. So we didn't get something right. Hold on a second. I was gonna put this in here to mock it up, so when I go to tighten all the bolts, it doesn't fall off. Damn it. All right. Yeah, these things are built like tanks, dude. I love them. I love old cars. They're fantastic. New cars are okay, but new cars are engineered. They're more engineered than this. And what I mean by more engineered is that they're engineered for different. They're more fine-tuned for different tolerances. You know what I mean? So, like, if your car is more complexly engineered, you know, the more complicated the design is, the more likely something's going to go wrong. These cars are very mechanically simple. They're like, a good point is if there's any gun nuts in the chat. An AK, you know that the rotating bolt and the receiver inside of an AK has a lot of room. It's very, very simple. It's very straightforward. Gas tube, it's very straightforward actuation. You know what I mean? Just, you know, and magazine in, and you're good to go. As long as the gas tube is clean, and you know, as long as the gas tube is clean and lubricated, and the barrel is clean and lubricated, you know that the lower receiver is not, you're not going to have a problem with it. As long as the springs and the rotating bolt and the hammer is all good to go, that's it. And that's pretty much every component on the gun, I understand, but you can pour dirt inside the upper receiver cover of an AK, close it, load it, and because it's very simple. It's very simple, and it has a lot of room. All the parts, there's lots of room around. You don't have to worry about parts hitting other parts inside of an AK because there's this big box receiver, lower receiver on a K is very, very, there's a lot of room. You have a lot of space around there. So, I mean, these old cars are engineered like that. The engines may not be efficient, but you don't have to worry about it. They get really hot. You don't have to worry about it melting anything else because it's like a mile away from everything. You know what I mean? They're great, dude. I love them. Fantastic. Yeah, sure. This thing was designed with a slide rule. This thing was drawn on paper. That's how they designed this. How the heck? I mean, think about it, dude. How the heck are you gonna make a press that stamps quarter panels without computer-aided design? How did they do it? Next on, how did they do it? Plumbuses. You know, it's pretty awesome. It's good stuff. A lot of time and engineering went into these things. Just like every car. Every car is a monumental task. I mean, think about it. We mass produce these things. A car comes off the assembly line every couple of minutes now. Around the world, 24 hours a day. And you know what? It's probably not even minutes. It's seconds. And these are complicated pieces of machinery. Your automobile, whether you like it or not, is a mechanically complex tool. It has bearings in it. It has push rods in it. If you have an older push rod engine, it has camshafts, crankshafts, timing chains. Or electronic timing. On newer cars, you have a computer that's bolted under the dash. You know, these things are complicated. They really are. And in the States, you can go find an F-100 like this that's completely assembled for like $3 or $4 grand, $3,000 or $4,000. That's maybe, I don't know, 2,000 pounds. I don't know the euro conversion. Sorry. You can get them. They're my point is that cars are relatively inexpensive for the production. Think about it, dude. Some cars in the United States were manufactured in Japan. So that's on the other side of the world. How the heck are you going to move those all over here? Think about the logistics and distribution networks that you need to move cars around. That's ridiculous. You have trouble moving one car around in Kerbal. Unbelievable. You can clean it, just don't lube it. Make sure it's dry after you're done cleaning it. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, yes, guys, I gotcha. Oh, I see some people talking about Jeeps in the chat. Dude, you don't understand until you have a Jeep. I had a 2001 XJ with the 4-liter in it. That car is awesome. I was so unhappy when we sold it. It was a family car. I took care of it, though. That sucked. That wasn't fun. I love Jeeps. Jeeps are amazing. I will have another Jeep someday. Maybe a project car on the stream. Who knows? Okay, so I need to get back in here and we need to redo this. I'm gonna have you guys come down here. Give me a moment. You're gonna come down here and check this out.